My name's Pete, welcome to the channel. Today we are in East Yorkshire and we're at Lowthorpe. We're going to be looking at the old railway station, which is down there. It's on an active line, but there are strikes today, so we can get on there and have a bit of a look. The railway station would have been a busy place at one time. There was an airfield up there, Lowthorpe Airfield, for non-rigid airships. And we've got a bit of a history with an old church here as well, so we'll have a look around all those. So I hope you enjoy this episode. Please remember to like, share and subscribe. So here we are at Lowthorpe. That yellow field, what you see now, doesn't look very spectacular, I appreciate that. And there is absolutely nothing left in there to see. But during World War I, that was an airfield. It was an airfield for non-rigid airships, and it was ran by the RAF. A non-rigid airship is exactly as it sounds. A rigid one would be something like the Zeppelin, and then non-rigid would be a softer one, like a blimp. And that was there. There's nothing to see today, but there is a single surviving relic of that airfield that exists today. And that is in Elvington Air Museum at York. So you can go see that there if you want. I'll put a quick picture up of it here for you. But I also have read a tale of a chap who used to work down at the church, St. Martin's Church. He used to sit on it while having his lunch. And that relic is a big, huge concrete block with an eye, a steel eye on it, where they would have tethered down the balloons so they didn't go blowing off. And these balloons would have been used for anti-submarine hunting in the North Sea, all up this east coast here. And we'll get on, we'll go down to the next location. So here we are at St. Martin's Church in Lowthorpe. While we're here, I thought we'd come inside and have a quick look, but it's outside that is special about this place. But also, if you look at here, we've got this tombstone. So if we can come in and have a look at that, it is quite unique, quite special. You can read about this one on the internet. We're at St. Martin's Church in Lowthorpe. And with this being a small village, it comes kind of attached to other villages in the area, a place called Rudston Parva just across the main road there. Now this village and Rudston Parva supplied, or it had, a lot of men volunteering to go fight in World War I. Now these are two small villages, and just look at the names here of people that went and came back. But of course there was some deaths as well, which are honoured up here. Now such a small village, this is a lot of people. And what we'll do now is we'll go outside, we'll have a look, and I'll show you what's pretty unique about this church. If we look at that, we can see this tombstone is quite ornate and quite unusual. And here is the Saxon cross in this church. And there is another cross outside as well, which we'll show you when we get there. From the outside of that church, it looks like this. Any other church really. But then when we go down here, we can see that this part is in ruin. Some people will tell you it's a monastery. It was not a monastery. It was what was called a chantry college. Now this would have been attached to one of the great monasteries of Yorkshire before Henry VIII got his hands on them. So let's go inside this one and have a quick look. There isn't much to see, bearing in mind that this has been in ruins since the 14th century. Now they built another church onto the side of this there, which is more of a Christian church than we have, Church of England. And in here you can see where they've bricked up the windows to help protect them over the years, and we've still got some stonework up there where the ceiling vaults would have been supported. And there's the back window, all bricked up now. There are some cover stones in here from people who have been buried here. So this has been in ruin since the dissolution of the monasteries, and the main church there was built from the partly of the ruins of this place. In the 14th century, that's the church at the end, where you can see the buttress just here, and this is the ruin of the Chantry College. Now there was a rector here and 6 priests, training priests, and that was the whole purpose of this place. Now if we come out to the back here, we have got a medieval cross. This is from a nearby village called Kilham, and it was moved here during the plague because people used to congregate round it for safety and protection. So in order to prevent that, they took it down, because even then the new isolation would protect you from a pandemic. How amazing is that? Medieval cross. And then we've got the Saxon cross inside, and I'll just show you around the other side of this. This is a very old parish, this. And there's your church at the end on the right, and the remains of the Chantry College here. If we go and look, it does look like the old monasteries, and people have mistakenly called it a monastery when it isn't, but that's that. Okay, so now we'll be continuing on to our next journey. Now what we're looking at here is the remains of Lowthorpe railway station. The station being down there, you can see the platform on the right, but this one here close to us on the left, I believe, was a cattle dock. When we look at old maps, that's what this shows up as. I'm going for a close look. There has been some maintenance on it fairly recently to cut that tree down there. It doesn't have any hard surface on it other than these copings. These concrete, and then we've got engineering brick down there, or old Victorian type engineering brick. It's not very ornate. It is just a practical platform. It's a fair old length. You know, we've got from there, if I run it down, you can see to where it slopes off down there. But on the top, no hard surface, just made out of gravel. We'll come round here. There's some fencing there, and I'll try and get up on that platform and we'll have a look. So I've made it up onto the platform. You can see the platform edge here. There is a railway strike on today, so there are no trains running. It's quite wide, and it does seem to edge of the platform there. It does seem to be a circle with sloping down over this way, potentially for animals, livestock. Now my brother's here today again with me, and he seems to think he's found a boundary marker where the edge of the platform was. It doesn't seem as though there were any buildings here. We haven't been able to locate any photographs that are clear of this place. So if we come down here So the edge of the platform's behind that tree. We've got fence post there. And what do we have here?
It looks like where it was the boundary. And these sleepers were used.
Oh,
There's still
yeah.
one upright over there.
Oh, yeah, yeah. On the fencing.
Across.
And we'll go across, and it looks like there's potentially a piece of concrete with some metalwork in it. Perhaps an old signal post brace or something. There. Looks like a hollow type block. It's on its side. Yeah, and here's the fencing still in situ for the cattle platform or cattle dock. And there doesn't seem to be a lot else. It looks like there might be a gully here going under the railway. We'll just show you that while we're here. The railway being up there, and there'll be a corresponding one on the other side. Look at that marvellous culvert. I've no doubt that's there from when this line was built, and I will tell you about that when we get down to the station. Here we are at Lowthorpe railway station. That is the station house, and there would have been a platform up this side. I'll move across there. We can get a little closer look at that. There are a couple of fairly modern chairs on top of it, but that remains there, and it would have run all the way up there. There is a photograph taken from about here, stood on the platform facing this way, and I will try and get a similar shot to match it up. We've got railway fencing there still. Now it had a staggered platform, so the other platform is on that side. That side is towards Bridlington. This side is towards Driffield and Hull. We have this platform here. Now on one of the photographs you'll see that this is a siding, and you can see that building there. That would have most likely have been a granary. Now I can go alongside this a little bit. We can see the coping on here. It is different to the cattle platform, and then this one ends here, and that there would have been what the granary was. Now a private residence. That one there is a new building, but we can see the edge of the platform here, and we can see the shape of this, where it does have a bit of a step in there, possibly where the buffers were put. Now we'll go over onto the other platform on the other side. Now this is part of the Hull to Scarborough line, originally opened by the York and North Midland Railway. And this station was opened on the 16th of October 1846. Now if I come down here and look at this, you can see how ornate some of these parts are on the platform edge, and we do have some metal work there as well. Now on the top here, there wasn't really any permanent buildings at this side. These were wooden shelters. Now when all this undergrowth has died back, you can see it somewhere in there, the platform of where it was. You can see they've got some sleepers up there. This is all covered in ballast now. And it looks like here we've got the remains of perhaps a lamp post or something like that. That's there. There was no access at the back. Access was to the left of the platform where we are now, and it was around here I think about in there where there was a railway building, a waiting room basically. So when this line opened in 1846, the village around here at Lowthorpe had a population of only 149 pounds. Sorry, I mean 149. I don't know why I said pounds on the end of that. But yeah, only had a population of 149. Now it's quite a long platform, as you can see. I'll turn it round so we can have a look at the station house again from this side. There we go. You can see that. And I believe a little bit further up the platform we do have some more remains of railway fencing. There is a photograph taken from around here looking back at the old station house many moons ago, so I'll try and match that up again and we'll put that on at the end. There you go, there's your diagonal railway fencing. Now all the platforms and stations all did look very similar on this line. They were designed by a George Townsend Andrews, which was a favourite for all this kind of stuff. Looks like we can get onto the platform here. The undergrowth hasn't quite taken it over yet. And lots of railway fencing right up to the edge of the platform there. I'll just go down, we'll see how this platform ends. It looks like it's either sloping or collapsed. It's sloping. And there's more railway fence. And we've got those ornate platform holders here. It looks like it's been collapsed and damaged there at one time or moved back for some reason. And these ones are not quite as ornate. Or is it just the repair work on them? Not quite as ornate as down at the other end. So there is a photograph taken somewhere from around here, and I'll try and match that up and put that up for you. So just looking down at the rails, my brother pointed out that this one here on the chair is dated 1940. And then we've got another one there, 1982. Another one there, 1914. We've got LNE stamped on that side. So it looks like quite a few of these are 1940. And that one looks like 1983. So we'll go back and we'll get a few more shots of the railway building. That is a platform on the opposite side of the road of the station where we've just been. There's the old granary and a siding there, and this is the old station building. Now this station was not subject to a beach enclosure, but it was losing money along the whole line, so they ended up closing 5 stations along here, Lowthorpe being one of them, finally closing in January 1970. And there you get a good view of the station, looking like a beautiful residential property now. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, please like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.